So we are looking at the interdisciplinarity of Milan Design Week, and your office embodies perfectly this approach. You are working at the intersection of disciplines that shape the built environment and the design world, from design, scenography, interiors, product, etc. What can you tell us about Formafantasma, about the office, and how did it all start?
Well, I think everything started when me and Andrea actually met, me and my partner. First of all, we started with a love relationship, so we are partners in life too. And I have to say that happened many, many years ago when we were in Florence studying design, actually. And I was actually really bored with design. It was around 2000, 2002. And I thought that um, I didn't fully enjoy my education there. Um, I think it was too much about educating a tool for industry. And we always have felt critical. We always wanted to have our own position. And we all the time thought that the designer cannot just serve an industry and an economy, but should also do something more, should also challenge those contexts. So it started with that, and then Milan there when we moved from Italy to Holland, where we studied design there too, and Design Academy Eindhoven. And the combination of the two educations was perfect because in Italy it was a bit more academic. We studied sociology and semiotics, for instance, which were very important for us as disciplines. And then when we went to Holland, it was much more about intuitively also exploring materiality and things. But it was, I think, an attitude we always had to somehow realize that design sits at the intersection of many different disciplines because it is about social and ecological innovation, but at the same time it is also about a tool for economic expansion, making desirable products. It is about also, I would almost say, I don't like to define it in this way, but a certain level of artistic expression. So there's many elements in design, and we like to recognize that design is so complex through our own practice.
Okay, and we are now at the official launch of your product intervention with Cosentino. Can you tell us more about this project and how it came to be?
Well, the project we are presenting here at Cosentino is a very great example of our practice. When we started working together with Cosentino, we started talking about designing a slab for the kitchen, but immediately became a much larger conversation about what is possible to do to make an engineered material as sustainable as possible, which I'm not here saying that what we're presenting here is the most sustainable things in the world, but it is a process of improvement of what an engineered material is within Cosentino. That's also why at the beginning, Earthic was supposed to be the name of this product, but we decided Cosentino to make it almost a sub-brand within the company. So in there, they can more, with focus, explore how to even further improve the productions of engineered materials and slabs. So to be honest, with this project, we started to design it from the inside out. So it's not about design of the surface, actually. It's about the design of the material of the surface. So selecting recycled materials to decrease as much as possible extracted materials from the underground. And so the introduction of recycled components of Decton, which is material of Cosentino, and recycled glass, a bio-based, at least in a percentage raising, and then PET for the design of the surface.
So, from the surface project with Cosentino to the conception of spaces of exhibition at Salone and at so many other things in Milan, how do you approach each one of the projects? Because obviously they're on different scales, but how would you describe your conceptual approach?
Our approach is extremely contextual. So with that I mean that, of course, we have an authorial perspective on things and objects and productions and so on, but we all the time think that the relevance of a outcome is to be understood in context of where is it for whom is it, where was it produced, and so on. So that is our way of approaching things. For us, the relevance is to try to be as contextual as possible and as responsive as possible to the specificity of the here and now we are facing with our projects. So when we create, for instance, symposium with Prada, for us it is always about also how the construction of the meaning that arises from the conversation might have an impact on the culture of the larger design week here in Milan, or to add something that is missing, to be pushing the boundaries of the discipline in a direction we think it is suitable.
So you talked a lot also about sustainability. So I want to ask you how central it is to your project, starting from this product to other scale projects.
For our practice, ecology is the most interesting things we can focus on in this moment, which does not mean that everything that we do is ecologically sound or that is at its best. We are a commercial practice, and that entails also compromises. But we also develop research-based works, which is in a way our really independent space where we can explore subjects for us are extremely relevant and important. For instance, we look into the supply chains and the extractions of value from forests, since we often deal with furniture design, to understand what is the impact of productions in an ecosystem and how, by being aware of that, we can make more informed choices when we design. And then we try to take these bodies of works, which are independent and often presented in cultural institutions, and so also using the small economic power of public institution to use that economy to apply for research, and then we can reapply back to the partners we have. That is challenging in any case, but the more we work in this direction, the more we clarify our position, the more clients come to us with a much sort of precise and sharp perspective of what we can offer.
And what about the political and social dimensions?
Well, I mean, I actually believe every discipline in the world is political. I think when you are a human, you walk in the world, you are a political creature, that you like it or not. I'm a queer person, and that is, I'm embodying a set of politics that I'm very proudly putting forward. So I think honestly, sometimes I think that if we were not designers, we were, involved in another discipline, maybe the set of interests we would have and the sort of the battles we would put forward would be different. So I think there is an ethics that come with what you do, and our work is a constant reflections on what is the responsibility of the designer.